Before we get into this episode, we want to let you know that there were some technical difficulties with the audio file. The sound quality may be off in some places, but we appreciate your understanding and patience, and we still hope you enjoy this next episode.
We wanted to create a fun, non-judgmental space where women can talk about their shared experiences.
Here, we will normalize the challenges we face as females living in a society that dictates unrealistic and outdated expectations on what a woman should be.
Together, we hope to cultivate a supportive community of women who empower one another to courageously live unapologetically.
A quick disclaimer before we get started. Although Cindy and Danielle are licensed therapists, this podcast is not to be interpreted as therapy or a replacement of therapeutic services. It is strictly a conversation between two women about their experiences in the world today. If you liked today's episode, please make sure to like and subscribe below. Also, follow us on all social media platforms at Unapologetically Females. With that being said, we hope you enjoy this next episode.
Welcome back for another episode. I feel like we've been gone for a little bit, right?
We took a little break.
A couple of weeks. Cindy had a birthday.
I did have a birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
It's been, that was what, a week ago now?
Yeah, at least, let's see, 2 weeks almost, yeah.
So, for your birthday, you did something that I think is, I don't know, I think it's amazing. I would love to do this sometime. I don't think people do it often enough, especially women, because I think it's scary. But tell people what you did for your birthday.
So I've always wanted to go to Banff in Canada, and I decided I'm just going to go. So I did kind of put my feelers out and see if somebody wanted to go with me, and everyone, I was only 4 weeks out, and so it was hard for people to change around their schedules to go. So anyway, I was like, well, I'm going to go. I've always wanted to go, and so I went by myself, and it was amazing. I loved it.
How long did you go?
I went from Thursday to Monday.
Okay.
So, but I had a travel day Thursday and a travel day Monday, so I got there in the afternoon on Thursday and was still able to do a lot. And then the second day I went and saw Lake Louise and Lake Moraine, which is kind of the big attractions.
What, the picture you sent me, what lake were you in front of?
Moraine.
Okay. It looked like glass.
Yes.
It was,
yeah.
It looked fake.
It was absolutely beautiful. So the reason that the water looks that way, and there's also these, I stayed at the Fairmont Banff, and in the back of, behind the hotel is this river that runs through, and then the waterfall, and it's just this crystal blue water, and they say that it's powder, I think, off the glaciers, and the way that the light hits it and the way our human eye sees it is what makes it that color.
Wow.
And so, yeah.
It seriously looked fake.
Yeah, I know.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, and I have an old phone, so there was no, special filters or good camera or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
That's awesome. So this was your first time traveling solo?
This was my first time traveling solo, and I will absolutely do it again. And a couple of things I liked about it was I was on my own schedule.
Mm-hmm.
I did whatever I wanted. One day I went to the spa, and then I was like, I really like that spa. I'm going to get a spa pass. They do a 3-hour pass. So the next day I went at 5 o'clock when everybody else was getting ready for dinner, and I was like, I'll go to dinner at 8 o'clock. I don't
Yeah.
I just was very fluid and malleable with my schedule, and I woke up one day and I was going to go on this hike, and I'm like, I really don't feel like going on this hike, so I'm going to go explore the town. And so, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
So what were some of your takeaways? What did you experience as a single woman traveling to another country too, mind you?
True. I didn't really think of it that way, but then somebody brought that up at work, and I was like, oh, yeah, I guess it was another country. Canada's so close.
Yes.
It's so similar to the United States. But, when I was in my 20s, I started out in sales and had a couple different states and would drive to different states. So when I say I've never traveled alone, I have traveled alone for work when I was younger. The difference, I think, now being in my 50s, 51, is that I have more resources financially to do different things, right? And B, more life experience, more faith in myself and my capabilities and things like that. One thing that I noticed was I would meet people, like I did a wine pairing the first night, and I met this couple and another lady whose wife was on a bike ride, but she was there at the wine pairing by herself, but she wasn't traveling by herself. And they were all like, "Oh, you're here by yourself." Oh, like almost like, "I'm sorry," you know. And it was just interesting. Or I'd sit at the bar and I'd meet people, and they'd be like, "Oh, you're here by yourself." Oh, and just the reaction. And so I really tried to be like, by myself, and it's great.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like
don't feel sorry for me.
Don't feel
I'm
sorry
not a victim.
I'm not a victim. I
Yeah.
chose to do this.
Right.
I'm having a fabulous time.
Right.
Yeah.
Was there ever a moment, whether, I mean, in any of the different environments you were in, that you felt uneasy? I mean, not necessarily. I mean, maybe, but just uneasy and like, I don't know if this is safe for me to do alone, whether it's a hike, or is this say uneasy in like navigating like directions, you know, like finding things, or because if you get lost, you're just. I mean, we have our phones now, so it's
phones, we have GPS,
there's safety in that, but.
I did take. I had rented a car because I wasn't sure, and I did take the car to.
You even rented a car and drove by. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just kind of, flew by the seat of my pants that day. Went to like a gondola ride up to the top, and then I drove to another spot and did like a nature walk, basically. I wouldn't call it a hike. But I will tell you, the one place that I felt uneasy, and I said I didn't do the hike because I didn't feel like it, there are a lot of bears.
Okay.
And had I been with someone else, because they give you bear spray, and had I been with someone else, I would have felt more confident in going.
Sure.
But because I was by myself, I've never used bear spray.
And like, let's break that down. Like, you're 5'1".
That's right. 5. I'm not a very big person.
No, you're tiny, and you a bear and a can of bear spray just seems a little iffy. You probably would have scared it off. I know you would have.
Sure.
You would have.
Absolutely. I would have had that bear under my power.
Yes. But that would be scary.
Yeah. So that held me back from taking that hike. But other than that, no. I mean, I felt safe. And to be fair, I stayed in a very nice hotel.
Yeah.
And the customer service was like, I think that they are trained in some of these hotels to know who's by themselves, who's traveling by themselves, and so they were always right on top of how was your day, how was like Louise, like they were not watching out for me, but they were. Part of it was customer service, but I also felt like they knew where I was going and who I was and things like that.
How was it? Did you eat at the restaurant, like for dinner, at the hotel restaurant?
I did, yeah, and I had my birthday dinner by myself.
How was that?
I decided that I was like, I had spent the day at the spa, and then I was like, I really feel like a steak. So I found the restaurant in the hotel that served steak, and I sat at the bar and had this young, very friendly bartender, and he brought me a piece of chocolate cake with a candle. It was really sweet. Yeah, and it was great. Like, I don't know. I mean, that day, I'm so grateful and blessed that I have so many wonderful friends who were texting all day. And, my sister called, and my girls called, and I got to FaceTime with them. And so I didn't feel alone on my birthday. I was getting all these beautiful texts from my friends and from you. And so I didn't feel alone in that way, but at the same time, I felt like I'm where I want to be.
Right.
You know,
It felt peaceful. It wasn't
felt very peaceful.
unsettling in any way.
No, yeah, and yeah, it wasn't, and I wasn't like, it's my birthday, you know.
Right.
Hey, bye.
You put a pin on it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no. So it was lovely all around. Yeah, and I, you know, we all know that I like to get dressed up, and so I got dressed up every night, and
I love that. You do love to get dressed
I
up.
love to get dressed
Except
up.
for the one time that we were supposed to go out to dinner and I thought you would be dressed up and I made reservations somewhere and you were like, I'm in workout clothes. And I'm like, are you kidding me? That's never happened.
Never.
I'm always the one in like comfy clothes.
So true, which is so sweet of you to make reservations, and then I botched it. But yeah,
So you're like, I'm in workout clothes and a hat.
yep,
And I was like, well,
I know.
it's fine.
I think I just bought my car that day.
I think you did. I think you did.
In which I was sad that I wasn't dressed up, because then the lady that sold me my car took pictures of me with my car, and I'm like, oh, I should have. So I learned a lesson with it. It's never
Stick to the script.
stick to the script, stick to what you like. Yeah.
So when you were there, so you did hikes, you explored the town. Was there any excursion or even dinner or, you know, drinks sitting at the bar? Was there any of those experiences where you felt like your aloneness,
Right.
felt more,
Lonely.
or even lonely? Did you ever experience like loneliness, or did any of those experiences ever heighten your awareness of like, I'm solo?
Yeah, I think in a good way.
Okay.
Right? I felt more empowered
Mm-hmm.
by being alone and sitting by myself, and just like embracing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, you know, that's a really, I've said before, clinically I work with a lot of teenagers, and one of the things that we work on is like self-worth, self-love, appreciation.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think probably in guiding them in that, I've guided myself too over the last couple of years.
Sure, of course, yeah.
And so I think that I went into this idea of self-empowerment and like getting to know me and what I like to do, and
Making
enjoying
your
time by myself.
It's like your own decisions without any external influences,
Right.
you know, and it's literally about yourself, you know, all about you.
Yeah, and as women, you know, especially those of us that choose to have children,
Mm-hmm.
it's about our children for so long.
Forever.
Which,
Like forever.
well, you're in the trenches.
I know,
right now, for sure.
It does feel like that though. It's like every decision is around my children's well-being, their schedule, and I get it. Yes, it should be as far as like their well-being, but
Right.
you know,
Anything you want to do is based on their schedule, or
I have a work trip coming up and I'm stressed about going on the work trip because it's like, what's, you know, the kid, all the things with the kids. Okay, you know, we're back in school. Is everybody going to be settled? Is it going to be stressful? How many phone calls am I going to get? How many, you know, like,
who's going to pick them up from school
Yeah.
this day? Or I mean, I know that Joe was great at that,
of course.
and he's
Yeah.
going to need a break, right? So
Right.
you have to like schedule out stuff, and it we choose for it to be that way. It's lovely, and I would not have had it any other way.
Mm-hmm.
And I was also with the same partner for 30 years who, you know,
Mm-hmm.
we fell into a pattern of doing things a certain way. And so now at this stage in life, I'm like, I don't have to, you know, my kids are grown and flown. I know that they're safe. I know that they're good. I know that they're happy. You know, I'm by myself now. I don't have a partner. So I can just figure out what I want to do, who I am.
Have you noticed that things that you liked or you would lean towards in the past when you did have a partner and when your kids were younger, have those things changed? Or you like, I actually don't really like that, or I don't like doing that, and I like doing this instead, or I'm choosing this?
Sure. Yeah.
What are some of those things?
Well, when I go on vacation, I like to be a sloth.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I like to just kind of, especially a beach vacation, you know.
Yeah.
And in the past, you know, I would do things like adventures or boat trips or hiking or things like that more than I would on my own.
Mm-hmm.
I would like try to have something every day that was active or that made them happy, to make sure that they were having a good time on vacation. And which I don't think is wrong. I mean, when you're in a relationship, you want the other person to be enjoying themselves too.
Mm-hmm.
And traveling by myself, you know, I could do both. I could do one day I did go and I went on an adventure all day and it was awesome. And then the next day I went to a spa and it just was a sloth, you know.
Yeah.
And so it is different when you're traveling, even with friends. You know, I have my annual world trip coming up next weekend, and which we know I love.
Yes.
And I was the one to plan it, and so I was trying to make sure that we had something for everyone. Right? And that there was a day for hiking, and there was a day for shopping, and there's a day for so I wanted to make sure that each person was covered with something that they liked. You know?
Mm-hmm. So will everyone go on the hike?
So we have a smaller group this year.
Okay.
And the only reason that I planned the hike was because the group that's going, yes,
Okay.
I'll go on the hike. And it's also, I planned it so that we take the ski lift up and then we hike down. So it's not a strenuous hike.
Okay.
You know, it's more of just to take in the scenery.
Sure.
Kind of thing. But,
Got it.
yeah.
What are things, so like in daily life, that are things that you do solo? Like, do you go out to dinner by yourself
That's a good question.
when you're just here at home, like, you know, in town?
Yeah, I enjoy a girl dinner
Mm-hmm.
here at home. Although I do enjoy, my favorite girl dinner out is a Caesar salad with French fries.
Yes,
You
it
know that?
is.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it
Yes,
is.
yes. I have gone to dinner by myself, and I'm not opposed to it.
Yeah.
I'm hesitant around here to go like get a drink by myself. I don't know why.
Mm.
Maybe I feel like because this is a small community, I might get judged, or not judged, but like
Mm-hmm.
people would be like, "Oh, of course she should or something."
Yeah.
You know? Whereas in Banff, nobody knew me, and it was like, I
Right.
don't care about anybody.
Right.
You know? But one of the things I love about being single is coming home after work and having the house to myself.
Silence.
Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah. That's something I've had to, you know, it's figure out in my life, because I do really enjoy my alone time and silence, and it's really hard to get it when you have two small children, you know.
And I have tried to be your self-care
I know.
in the past.
Yes.
Said you
Yes.
need to, you know, make that time for. We all need to make that time for ourselves,
Yeah.
but especially when our kids are little.
For sure.
I
No, for
mean,
sure.
And I wasn't good at that either.
Yeah.
But although I did always do an annual world trip, which was really important. Now I'm going to make you do that too.
I know.
We did.
I think it's amazing. I think that I love that. I think it's so healthy, and I even think that there should be, you know, like for the men too. Like you should have your own, you know, your own annual trip as well.
I think that, and this is absolutely stereotyping, but I think that men do it more often because they travel for business more than women do.
Yeah, and I would say typically, yes. It's typically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean it's changing for
Right.
sure, which I love. But I think that it's not as out of the box for men to be traveling by themselves as it is for women.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Any human.
I remember the first time I went to a movie by myself. Have you ever gone to a movie by yourself?
Yeah.
And I felt really weird. And it was a long time ago. It was actually this is actually really funny what movie it was that I went to go see. It was the first movie within the series of 50 Shades of Grey.
Okay, I was going to say Twilight, but
No, not Twilight. I didn't like read. I wasn't one of those
you
like.
weren't a Twilight.
No, I did see the movies eventually, but yeah, I went and saw that by myself, like middle of the day, like at noon, you know, on a Tuesday, you know, something.
I guess you weren't the only woman there by yourself.
Yeah, I don't know. The movie theater was pretty empty, but I went and saw that, and I remember I probably partially felt weird because you didn't know what you were going to see. I did read the book, and I enjoyed the book, but once I got there and like settled in, it was okay. And then I've done it again, and obviously since, and it's fine. But I do think that there's something really empowering about being able to take yourself out, whether it's on vacation. Yeah, and it's important,
I do. Yeah, I think there should be more of a movement towards it. There's something on Instagram right now that we don't care. I don't care for. Have you seen that?
I haven't.
Like Charlize Theron and Kristen Chenoweth and some celebrities have caught on to it. You know what I'm talking about?
I think I've seen it.
Yeah, and it's just like they'll get on camera and they have no makeup and bedhead and all the things, and then they're like, I don't care. Right? Like Kristen Chenoweth, who I love, by the way. Shout out to you. She was like, same makeup from last night, and it was the morning,
I love
her
that.
hair was all messy and she was headed to somewhere. And
Pamela Anderson has been on that journey it's been a couple years now where she no longer wears makeup.
Okay.
So she'll go to a premiere and have no makeup on.
I love that.
Yeah, it's a thing. It's a thing.
Wow.
Don't know if I'm there, but
I'm definitely not. But if I look like Pamela Anderson, maybe I would be.
I know we were just on vacation last week, and we were at the beach all week, and I didn't put makeup on once, and it was so nice. I also think though that I can get away with it a little bit more when I'm tan. It's in my head.
Right.
I know, but I'm like, oh, my face is a little tan. I didn't wear any makeup the whole week, and it was amazing. But yeah, it was.
I just think as women embodying, like, we don't have to have on a full face of makeup. We don't have to. Our hair doesn't have to be perfect.
No.
And I'm not one to talk. I mean, like I said, I like to dress up. I like to do all that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's important to have a balance.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, continuing to push ourselves to go do these things, and whether it's going out to dinner, taking yourself out, you don't have to take yourself on a vacation.
Right.
You don't have to start there, but
you could have a mini vacation, right?
You could.
We teach that in mental health, right? Like a coping or skill or a tool is vacation, and a vacation can be going to Starbucks by yourself.
Right.
Vacation during the day.
Self-care can be at home. Like you can also, buy yourself the masks and the different things and just kind of pamper yourself,
Engage all the senses.
But I do think that it's going out in public, solo, spending some time with yourself.
Getting to know yourself.
Yeah.
What
you like, who you are, without any other influence, is really important. So I think it's amazing that you spent your 51st birthday in Banff on a vacation that you took yourself on and got to do whatever the hell you wanted to do. So happy birthday.
Thank you.
You're so loved.
As are you.
Until next time, I'm Danielle.
And I'm Cindy. Thanks for listening.